Addict.
Welcome to Recovering Addict. I'm LT. I'm an alcoholic addict, like I just said right there. And I'll be your host this evening.
I'm Felice Weaver, your co-host for the evening, married to an alcoholic addict, here for all your Al-Anon needs.
So if this is your first time catching this on a replay, this channel is dedicated to recovery, relapse prevention, and support and strength for anybody that's still suffering. I, 2 times in my life, have hit rock bottom due to drugs and alcohol. Back in the early 2000s, I was a meth addict. Went to jail, committed a second-degree felony, years of probation. Then I got clean for a little bit, and then about age 33, I started casually drinking. And by the time I hit 40, I was a fifth a night whiskey drinker and had to check myself into a detox center and then into an IOP for 5 months. So I'm here to help and share my strength and story, all the education I've had, have special guests. We do this every night at 8 o'clock. We have a private Facebook page you can join. It's a Facebook group, private Facebook group. We have a Discord, and we do Zoom on Saturdays at 3. And we had a great Zoom meeting today at 3 o'clock. It was really good. So how is everybody today? Is everybody's head and heart in recovery? I hope so. We're going through step 3 right now. We finished the book, Staying Sober. We are now inside chapter 3 of the steps we took, which is this book right here by Joe McQ. And if you have not got a copy of this, go into the description. There's a link in there. Click that, and you'll help support the channel by purchasing yourself one of these books. You can follow along or go back and rewatch the videos. I've got them all labeled with the chapters that we are currently on. And right now, like I said before, we are on chapter 3. Who's hanging out with us tonight? We are going good tonight. I just got done doing a barbecue. We just had a barbecue across the street. What's up, Patrick? Good to see you. Charlene, is that a new face? 143 days sober. Nice, man.
Nice. I have an
Good
aunt,
job.
Charlene.
Not man. I'll just say man. But good job. Proud of you. That's really good. 143 days. That's no joke. It's hard to get there. That's a speed bump, man. Sometimes you have to up your recovery game right then and there around that time because it's just around the corner. That addict is realizing you ain't buying its usual lies. It's going to up its game, so you better have already upped your game. And that's the kind of things we want to talk about here on this channel is the teaching and learning of tools from books, because you did an IOP, you did an AA program, you did the 12 steps. Now what? Relapse preventions. Now what? We got to continue up that down escalator so that we can continue in our recovery program. We got Petey Joyner. There's no fucking sound. You just made me cuss, Petey. Yes, there is.
Did we do it again?
No, we got sound.
Are you secretly on mute? Can everybody else hear us?
I just said the F word. Might as well cuss through the rest of the show because it's over now. I done said it. What's up, Polly?
Hi, Polly. Hey, Bob.
Bobby, what's going on, brother?
We missed you, Bob.
Oh, no worries, man. You work evenings. I get it. As the season starts opening back up and it's summertime, right in the middle of a Saturday, it's kind of a bad time. So we may look at rescheduling. I'll put another poll out on Facebook for the people who join. So in our private group, that's where I post the Zoom meeting link. If you're not there, please join that Facebook group. And I'll put another poll out there to see if we want to change it. We had 8 people show up today, which still was an amazing meeting. I met the greatest sponsor in America. His name's Tommy. He's Polly Pinch's sponsor. Dang. You know what? You know when you go and you think you're good at stuff, you think you're funny, you think, like, this is what happened to me. For instance, I'm pretty positive most of the time. I have my occasional freakouts and, the bouts of depression, anxiety, and all that kind of stuff like any normal human being. But for the most part, I'm a pretty positive guy in any situation. I went to a situation today where I was at a barbecue. It was not a high-risk situation. Nobody was using, but I was hanging out with people I used to party with, and they quit drinking and all that stuff too. But the fact this is my first summer sober, and we're doing the stuff that we used to do when we were all drinking, right? So I get on this Zoom meeting, and Tommy's on there, and I think I'm a pretty positive guy until I meet Tommy. And it's like, wow, the outlook of that whole situation, because I was like, wow, man, I want to drink I felt that desire just to party, to drink, to have fun. This is normally what we do when we do this. That whole feeling was there. And the words that Tommy shared, just the way that I thought I was handling it properly in recovery. I was doing the battle. I was taking my inventory. I was recognizing the trigger. I said it out loud. I told myself I did all that stuff, but the spin that he put on it is just upped my level of recovery game. So I was really blessed to actually be able to talk to Tommy today. It was amazing. Good evening, Aubrey. Welcome back, brother.
Hey, Aubrey.
You know what? It was funny. I didn't make the connection for some reason. I was going through Facebook last night and I seen your posts in the group, and then boom, now I can, okay. I had you and Aubrey on the Facebook group completely separated in my mind. But I got you. You're here now with me. I understand you. Veronica, yes.
Glad you're here, Veronica.
Stay here, Veronica.
We missed you.
This too shall pass. Thank God you have good friends. Just dig your heels in. Right now is a tough time. You're in that spot that I told you.
Yeah, she's a little over a month.
A little over a month. You go from 30 to 90 days. There's something in there, and it's a little bit different time frame, but it seems to be 30 to 90, somewhere in there. You need to up your recovery program because your addict realizes you are not buying the lies that used to tell you. So now it's going to freaking get at you more. And then if you're dealing with an addict who realizes you're not listening to the lies, they're up in their game as well. So it's time to go, get into recovery, rip it apart, put everything you got into it.
Hey, Petey. Again. Hey, Jenny.
Hey, Jenny. We've been praying for you. I've been thinking of you. You've been on my heart and mind all day long.
Just keep swimming. Hi, Emily.
Emily, nice to see you. I love your posts on the Facebook group. Very inspiring. Heads up, just keep swimming. Polly. Yeah, Tommy's a very, very positive person. He doesn't hold back his words when he talks. He speaks with a pure. It's awesome. So glad I met that guy. I'd love to hear him more.
4 months.
Donna, Australia.
Congrats.
4 months sober tomorrow. Congrats. That's so cool. Keep going. You're in that spot too. You're in that critical zone. You got to up your recovery game. Step it up a little bit. Shauna, was that you that posted that today? Your step 1 thing? Yeah, that was you. That's step 1. Sobriety step 1 you wrote out. That was beautiful. I enjoyed reading that. Because when I'm doing, my nemesis is always mistaking me as a female. Hated it. That's funny.
We didn't do that.
We never did that.
We're Abro.
I don't know. Yeah. Awesome. Welcome, Donna. I want to sing that song. Oh, Donna.
Every
but
time.
It's probably cliche and not even funny anymore. So we won't do that.
You just did it.
I couldn't help it.
I did it like 4 times already.
Donna K. Donna K. Donna K.
Danke.
I've been doing really good with behavior and recovery. I had a heartfelt moment with my mom the other day when she was stressed. I gave her a hug, and while I did, I said, I love you. She relaxed. Awesome.
That's good.
That's good. And you were outside of yourself, too. And that's another good place to be, is outside of yourself. Not at all, blah, 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 blah. Oh, we got Donna laughing at us. Yeah, that was beautiful. I really enjoyed that. Hey, Bill, what's going on? Welcome. All right, here's our 24-hour a day. May 2nd AA thought of the day, and my dog just walked into the house and
Can we put her back out?
she's driving me crazy with her nails
We'll
clicking
put
on
her
the
back out.
hard wood. Click, click. I don't even know if you guys can hear it, but I can. Stuff keeps me awake at night. All right, I'm going to read this real quick. AA thought of the day. This makes me, I want to prove a point, too, with this, too. I was thinking about this earlier, and I want to show you guys something. I'm going to ask you a question. I'll ask you the question first. I'll read this, and then I'll get to the point. But do addicts go over and above in everything they do? Everything. Now, here's the AA thought of the day. AA, we often hear the slogan, easy does it. Alcoholics always do everything in excess. They drink too much. They worry too much. They have too many resentments. They hurt themselves physically and mentally by too much of everything. So when they come to AA, they have to learn to take it easy. And none of us knows how much longer we have to live. It's probable that we wouldn't have lived very long if we would have continued to drink the way we used to. No doubt about that. So by stopping drinking, we have increased our chances of living for a while longer. Now the question is have I learned to take it easy? Because us addicts, and this is what I'm getting at, is when we drink, when we take drugs, we go to the utmost, right? We do it till we end up in jails, institutions, and death. Now, if you have a funny bone in you and you're kind of a comedian, do you have to be the funniest all the time? Do you have to be the most wild when you're at a party? If you got that wild side to you, a little bit of the adrenaline kick in. If you're one of them kind of angry people when you drink, do you have to go out and fight and brawl and be the badass out there? And me being funny, would you believe me if I told you, answer yes or no, because I'm going to wait for your comments. Would you believe me if I told you that drinking got me to wind up in a pile of cow crap inside a dead cow? Is that a true or a false statement? By trying to be funny, I wound up in a dead cow laying in a pile of cow crap. Yes or no? And here's the meditation of the day. Let's see what the comments say first. Do addicts go above in everything they do? Does addicts go above everything they do? Do addicts go above everything they do? Go over and above, like out of the, like taken to the next level, more than most people. We always have to be reminded easy does it. She nearly started crying. Aubrey, I could feel her relax in my arms. I normally don't often hug people and rarely say I love you. Well, good for you, Bob. Yes, addicts do. As a matter of fact, I beat The Legend of Zelda. A Link to the Past. What the point of playing the game without beating it? It's the top 5 greatest games ever. But yeah, no doubt.
Hey, Mo.
What's up, Mo? Welcome. He says, yes. Yes. Inside the cow? I'm asking, do you believe that it made it happen? That I made it do it? All or nothing, no doubt. And it's everything we do. Because I remember when I got into fitness from age 20, I was probably more like 29, 30. I was already fit because I was doing construction, so I was pretty fit. But by the time I hit 30, I'm working at a place where they allowed us to work out and get paid to do it. And so I started working out. And of course, I took that to excess, which I was doing 2 workouts a day. I was fit. I mean, I could bench, I could squat, I could deadlift, I could run a mile in 6:20. I was super. So everything I do it over and above. But I want to show you guys a picture of me in a dead cow lying in a pile of crap. And I always got pictures, and this is back in my drinking days. And yes, I'm drunk in this picture. But this is me in a dead cow. Look at that.
That's so gross.
It's so gross. I thought it would be so funny to climb in there and get my picture taken.
Take a picture.
That's me in a damn dead cow in a pile of crap. There's where drinking gets me, right there. Enough said, huh?
And a cow carcass. Cow carcass.
Yeah. My goodness. We had a great AA meeting barbecue today, and this makes my 3rd meeting today, and my head and my heart is in recovery today. Amen. Good. And I am grateful to be clean and sober. Great. I can feel your positivity. That's amazing.
No, Aubrey,
Marilyn,
that's cow
what's
poop.
Up? That's so gross.
He said,
good evening, everyone.
Is that green
Sweet.
vomit?
What is the point of having 2? Yeah, exactly. Let's drink them all. Yes, addicted alcoholics, extremely good, extremely bad. Yep, extremely good or extremely bad. That's a good way to put it. I did gag on the way out of that thing. I'm not going to lie. That is so gross. Oh, man. Don't do it, driver. It's so sick. All right, here's our meditation of the day. You must be before you can do. To accomplish much, be much. In all cases, the doing must be the expression of the being. It is foolish to think that we can accomplish much in personal relationships without first preparing ourselves by being honest, pure, unselfish, and loving. We must choose the good and keep the choosing it. before we are ready to be used by God to accomplish anything worthwhile. We will not be given the opportunities until we are ready for them. Quiet times of communion with our higher power are good preparation for the creative action. And our prayer of the day is, I pray that I may constantly prepare myself for better things to come. I pray that I may only have opportunities when I am ready for them. Amen.
Amen. Your mom. Hi, Grandma.
I was hammered, Patrick. Yes. And that was in the middle of the day. And that day was not over yet. It was just getting started. Good. Hey, Declan. What's going on? Welcome to the show. Glad you're here. Glad everybody's here.
You know, your guys' extremist qualities are good qualities to have that I actually am a little envious of, because it takes me a lot more effort to do things the way LT does things. But you just have to gear it in a positive way instead of negative ways, I suppose. More cowbell.
So that's where alcohol gets me. And that's not the worst picture. I got more of those. More to come as the show grows. Dude, I used to love it too, man. I would wake up, and if I still had whiskey left in the bottle, as soon as I woke up, I would drink until I passed out again. Then I'd wake up, I'd do it again. I would do it again and do it again. And then that's why I had to check myself into a detox. Okay, let's get our mind on the right track real quick. Did anybody take their inventory today? Character defects. I hope y'all were here for the last few shows where we went over and defined what character defects are. Remember, on a scale of 1 to 3 is how you're rating yourself. So grab a pen if you got one and write down 1 to 3, and let's take our score at the end of this. So 1 is mild, 2 is moderate, 3 is severe, and 0 is none, which means you used the character asset. So meaning if you didn't have any impatience today, you were actually practicing patience, that would be a 0. So here we go. How is your impatience today? I'm going to write mine down, and I'm going to put 0 on mine because I had an easy day. I didn't really have any confrontation of it to be impatient. And so therefore mine's a 0. Procrastination. I could have probably done a little bit more today that I put off. Yeah, I did procrastinate one thing. So I'm going to put a 1 on that. Laziness. I did okay today. It was probably mild. I probably could have got more done if I would have put more energy into it. So I'll put 1. Criticizing. I didn't criticize nobody today. Did I criticize anybody?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Wow. What? That's rare right there. I usually score moderate to severe in that one. False pride. I'm going to put 0. Self-importance. Wow. What did I do today that was self-important? I'm so important that I'm first. No, I'm going to say 0 on that one. Self-condemnation. Mild. I beat myself up a little bit every day. You think about things you've done in the past or things you want to do in the future. You don't think you're good enough. And so 1 for me. Dishonesty. I'm going to put 0. Insincerity. 0 again. Self-justification. I could have been in self-justification. I'm going to put mild on that one. Because if you have procrastinated, you kind of justified why you did it. Self-pity. I'm going to put 0. Jealousy. 0. Envy. Envy was at a 1 today for sure. I still feel envy, and I'll explain that if you guys want to hear. Vulgar and immoral thinking, definitely a 1. I'm usually there because of my thoughts, and if I do say a crude joke or bad words, you guys heard me say the F word when I thought there was no sound. Destructive anger is. Did I get angry today? I almost got angry when I heard there was no sound. So 1. What?
He's reading and he said, I'll stop. Sorry, chat. Hey, you're doing a great job, Bob.
Doing great, Bob. 0, 0, 0. Everybody's as low today. It's Saturday. We're not at work.
He's got a 5 in there. What's that on?
Which one's a 5? I don't know.
Let's see.
To count them down.
1, 2,
so
3,
resentment. I'm
4,
still at a
5,
mild
6.
resentment just because of family issues. And I need to get over it, but it's there. I mean, it's something. Recovery takes a long time. You know, we didn't become addicts and alcoholics overnight. Neither we ain't going to get better overnight in recovery. Negative thinking, definitely mild. So I'm going to total up my points. That was 17 different character defects, 1 through 17. So I scored a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's better today than yesterday. Yesterday I scored a 14. I'm going through my character defects. And that's how you take your inventory. You think about your day. You think about each character defect, and you score yourself 1 to 3, and you take your points and you check it out. And by the end of the week, you're going to see when the numbers rise and when the numbers fall. And usually on the weekends, my numbers will go down, but during the week, my impatience goes up because I'm going to work. I'm dealing with life's terms out there and about. Right? Procrastination, laziness, criticism will go through the roof. False pride, all that stuff will go up during the week. So it's Saturday. I scored a 9. That's not bad. Just Keep Swimming scored a 30. Man, reel it in, because when the 30s, if you're getting up there into the 30s, that's when you want to really concentrate on why you're that high in your score and the potential that you are in relapse. If they're that high, that means you're focused more on character defects than you are on character assets. And if you're living in the defects, that's all negative. That's how we got into where we were. And so you got to really focus on that. And now look at what you did today. If your numbers are high, and change that for tomorrow. When there's a chance to be patient, be patient. And the more we go through these, the more ingrained they get in our mind, the easier it gets. And the more habitual we do this, the easier it's going to get. And so that's only going to help the future.
1 to 10 or 1 to 3?
1 to 3. So 1 is mild, 2 is moderate, and 3 is severe. And then 0 is you use the character asset. So if you were not impatient today, which means you practice patience. Dishonesty would be honesty. Vulgar and immoral thinking would be values-oriented thinking.
Bob did 1 to 10.
That's okay.
It's okay, Bob.
We'll get it tomorrow or the next day whenever. So that's the inventory we need to take and concentrate on. Okay? So now chapter 3 and the steps we took. And I want you to concentrate on changing your mind and thinking differently. And here's that quote by Abraham Maslow. He said, if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Without a new way of viewing the world, we will most likely use the same kind of thinking that created so many of our problems in the first place. Focusing only on what we already know can limit our ability to think more broadly. If you're just going to practice everything you already know and you're not going to learn anymore, you're not going to think broadly. Try a different tool. Try a different way of thinking. Open your mind and think more broadly.
Megan's butt out now, covered in hair. Gross.
7, Marilyn? Wow, that's way low. That's good. It means you had a serenity day. The lower your score too, you'll notice the more serenity and peace your day actually has. And if you're busy, that can keep your score low too, unless you're stressed out. What page are we on? We are on 42, page 42. This is what Bill talks about. So there's 3 basic instincts that that separates us from animals. Okay. We have 3 basic instincts. We have social, we have a security instinct, and we have a sexual instinct. And our social instinct, and what Bill's really trying to do here is to show us that we are reasoning beings that have a self-will. Okay. And it's our self-will that we're going to understand that has driven us away from God and into our character defects, and whatever tragedy helped us continue in that and drove us to add addiction and the way that our addict and alcoholic minds think. So in the social instinct, we desire companionship. We want to be long or accepted. We need prestige, right? We want to be recognized or to be accepted as a leader. Self-esteem. That's what we think of ourselves, either high or low, right? We have self-esteem, and we have pride, an excess or an unjustified opinion of oneself, either positive self-love or negative self-hate. We have pride. We have personal relationships and our relationships with other human beings and the whole world around us. And then we have ambitions. Our plans to gain acceptance, power, recognition, prestige, etc. We have ambitions to achieve all of the above. And then we have a security instinct inside each one of us humans. We want material things. We want money. We want buildings. We want property, clothing. And this is all in order to feel secure for now and in the future. We have emotions, and based upon our needs for another person or persons, some tend to dominate, some are overly dependent on others. So we all have emotions, but they vary in the way that they work. And then we have ambitions for all that above, our plans to gain material wealth or to dominate or to depend on others. And then our sex instinct. It's acceptable. Our sex lives as acceptable by society, God's principles, or our own principles. And that's a sex life that's acceptable. A hidden sex life is our sex lives that are contrary to either society, God's principles, or our own principles. And then our ambition is our plans regarding our sex lives, either acceptable or hidden, not mainly just to reproduce, like an animal. So there's 3 basic instincts that go together to make up what we refer to as self-will. And that's what we're talking about, is our self-will and what we do to make our own decisions. So Bill says that, so these desires for the sex relations and for material and emotional security and for companionship are perfectly necessary and right and surely God-given. Yet these instincts, so necessary for our existence, often far exceed their proper function. And this is why they get out of control, and these God-given and necessary instincts become destructive. We twist them. We do other things with them. We pervert all of the above. In our social instincts, in our social instincts, we are willing to lie, cheat, and steal to feel that like we belong and that we are accepted. We are willing to do things and cut people down for self-esteem. You know what I mean? Our character defects are trying to bring these out, and we are sometimes dishonest when we do it. With security, we will do anything by worshiping money to get the buildings and property that we need, and we will lie, cheat, and steal to do that too. And the same thing goes for sex. And that's what he means by the self-will being perverted, basically, to gain the things in social security and sex instincts. I'll flip over to page 40. Let me read that last. So some people maintain that God punishes us when we do wrong, because when we're living in our character defects and we are in that, you know what wrong is when you're doing wrong. And some people maintain that God punishes us when we do wrong, but he doesn't have to punish us. When we live our lives guided by self-will, we punish ourselves. I like that. What do you guys think about that? When we live in self-will, we punish ourselves. Any thoughts on that? In other words, don't hit your thumb with a hammer because you ain't going to have a good day. Did you get what page where we're on, Bob? Are we still streaming?
Mm-hmm.
Just a low night tonight, huh? Make sure you hit that like button. What?
I was going to say that a lot of people are here.
Oh, yeah. Alicia's still telling her story, so that's good. That is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you guys want to jump over to Sober James's channel, he's still hanging out with Alicia telling her story, which is all cool. All good. All good in the hood. Well, we'll keep pressing through. We will keep pressing through this book. Bob, any thoughts on the pages that you're reading?
He says, I agree.
Nice.
And he says, yes, we're still streaming.
Double shift, exhausted, LOL, trying to find the book on Amazon. Actually, Jacqueline, go into the description of one of my videos, or actually Fleece will post the link, and click on that link. And if you buy the book through that link, it'll take you right to it. And you'll help support this channel by doing so if you wish, if you so desire.
Let me find it.
So this makes self-will sound like a curse, right? When we live our lives guided by self-will, we punish ourselves. And so this makes self-will sound like a curse. But we're given it
Jack.
for a certain purpose. All through this discussion, we've been talking about faults, character defects, and a lot of other things. We refer to the negative terms. We need to remember that all of them are based on instincts, vitality necessary to us. These instincts are not bad in themselves, but just when they are out of proportion or misused. So all of our three basic instincts are good things, but when they are misused, they are not. So the destruction in our world, such as war, crime, and other human violence, is the result of the will of men and women. The destructive force in just one person's life can affect the world. For example, the Second World War resulted in the loss of millions of lives essentially because of the will of one man, Adolf Hitler. In fact, all of our human laws, now think about the laws that are written right now that we all live by. All these laws are written against self-will because if each person were allowed to freely satisfy his or her own will, chaos would exist. That's anarchy, right? There would be no order, no society. He puts in this book, just imagine the streets if one could drive on either side of the road at any speed limit, ignoring signs and stoplights and so on. And some people may think, no, we're good. We're naturally good people. But I always have to go back and I default to this. When you have a baby, the baby's 1, 2, 3 years old. Do you have to teach that child to be good or to be bad, to be selfish or unselfish? What do you do? What does a child more drawn to be? Selfish and giving, or selfless and giving? Like, oh, here, other kid, have my ice cream. No, they fight and claw each other for it. So our born instinct is to be selfish, and that is the desire of self-will.
There's the answer to one of your questions.
Living in self-will will punish ourselves because we are shut off from the grace to make the right. Amen. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Absolutely. Self-will crosses a line. We get confused, no order. And everybody's selfish. They want what they want. They don't care what somebody else wants. It's like this, folks. Self-will equals destruction. God's will equals construction. I'm a big believer in this. I am too. Absolutely, Aubrey. But it seems that there's no way we can overcome self-will without God's help. I think y'all just said that. And this principle is very simple. If we realize that there are only two wills on earth, human will and God's will, then self-will can be overcome by God's will. And self-will cannot overcome self-will. I love that. Self-will can only be overcome by God's will because self-will doesn't overcome self-will. Love it. So the willingness is the foundation. It's the foundation to our sobriety.
Page 48, Bob.
Page 48. And then when we turn our life and our will over to God, here in the bottom of the first paragraph, it says, some people think that turning your will and your life over to God is a trap, but it's not. It's an exit and a way out. And I can relate with that. We want to do what we want to do. And if we think that we're going to do what only God wants us to do, then we're not going to have what we want to do. And we're going to be trapped and enslaved on that side. When in reality, by doing the desires of our heart, and I spent a year in jail because I did the desires of my heart. I went to the hospital because of the desires of my heart, and no serenity, all the stress and all the anxiety that goes with it by doing my will. But now that I am on this side of recovery, on this side of addiction, doing God's will, the days are more peaceful, my relationships are more meaningful, and everything's just better. Did you read that?
I'm telepathic, Bob.
That's awesome. And this is a personal thing. This is between you and God. This is something I can't make her do. She can't make me do. Sometimes it's desirable to take this step with another person. The early people in AA and members of the Oxford group took this step together, but as Bill Wilson wrote, it is better to meet God alone than with one who might misunderstand. That's working out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Because at the end of the day, it's between you and God, you and your maker. So our lives, our will and our lives. And you realize that, where is that? Let me see if I can find it. Okay. So when we approach step 3, it's about to scroll across the bottom of the screen. Look at this. It says, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understand him. Made a decision. This is not an action step. A decision is only that, a decision. It says that a friend of mine, out of the book here on page 48, says, a friend of mine likes to tell this joke. 3 frogs were sitting on a log. One of them made a decision to jump into the pond. How many frogs were left on the log? Anybody answer? I will wait 15 seconds and smoke my vape until you answer. Because that's how long the lag takes.
Aubrey, I feel like you read ahead, so you don't get to answer.
Bob.
Aubrey.
Oh, Aubrey did?
Oh, he already answered.
3.
I think he told this yesterday in the comics.
No, I didn't.
No, he did.
Oh, did he?
Sober James answered it.
Oh, did he? Dang it.
Cheaters.
I don't get to read the comments as fast as you guys do. Cheaters.
Everybody's getting it right, I feel like.
Nope. He's like, I heard this before. But it's obvious, right? And those of us who can logically draw the understanding of the word decision know that there are 3 logs because the frog just made a decision. He did not take the action to
Not
jump.
me. Bob's heard it a few times.
That's funny. So at this point in our restoration to sanity, we have done something very important. We have laid the foundation, right? That's step 1. But we must not stop here. We must begin to take action now with step 4. So now that we are, obviously we admitted we were alcoholics or addicts and our lives are unmanageable. Yep. Oh, now you come to believe, okay, yep, I need a God to restore me to sanity because my life was insane. So in step 3, I'm going to make a decision to turn my will and my life over to God. So what does that look like? Step 4. And we'll get to that probably Monday.
Hold, pause for a minute.
Hey guys, my friend's with me is a therapist who specializes in addiction, trauma recovery, and PTSD. She absolutely loves this channel. She's going to recommend it to her patients. Oh, awesome. Thank you. I'm glad she's with you too. I'm really glad. Thank you for that, Veronica. Oh, don't forget, is it 8:40? All right.
He says he wants a chance. Get on StreamYard for like 3 minutes.
3 minutes? Polly, you want to jump on 3 minutes? All right, we'll take a break from our book. We will hear a message from Cassie, and then we will hear a message from Polly. Polly. Here comes Cassie.
Hello, hello, hello. Happy Saturday, everybody. I'm back with your motivational quote here on Recovering Addict. The price of greatness is responsibility. Winston Churchill. As always, you guys know what to do. Let's continue to spread that love.
Thank you, Cassie.
Thank you, Cassie Don. All right, Polly, here it comes. Here comes the link. Go grab you a glass of water. Okay? So while we're waiting for Polly, I want to just remind everybody that we have a private Facebook group. Please jump in there and join. There's awesome comments, awesome posts. And I pinned to the top of the page, I asked who wants to be a sponsor, a digital sponsor, right? And sift through those comments. There's a few people in there who are willing. So if you need to reach out to somebody, look in those comments. And there's a person in particular that commented in there that I was kind of surprised. Her name's Morgan. If you can reach out to her and you want somebody solid who's going to not beat around the bush and tell you what you need to hear in your sobriety, reach out to her. Her name's Morgan. I hearted her comment. She said, I'm down or something like that. But I was in my IOP. I hung out with her, and she's
Morgan.
one of my favorite. She's one of, there's this group of recovery people for my IOP. There's 5 or 10, but she's in there. She's in my top 10 for sure.
Hi, Murd.
Merd, what's going on, brother? Last 2 seconds of Cassie's quote.
Good night, Jacqueline. Glad you could make it for a bit.
Have a good night. And Jacqueline, in the comments in the description of all the videos on Facebook or on YouTube are the links to all the books that we go through.
Let me share the YouTube channel with the Facebook folks.
So, Merd, while we're waiting for Polly, would you believe it if I told you that drinking led me to laying inside a dead cow in a pile of crap? Merd? Is Alicia done telling her story over on James's channel?
Yeah, it looked like it ended.
That was touching.
Yeah, I caught some of it. Wonderful, wonderful lady.
We'll meet her up one day. I'm only about 40 minutes from Alicia. She lives just 40 minutes south of us. And when she was saying that she came up to Ogden and got in trouble, that's my town. That's the town that I ran around in doing meth.
Oh, maybe you guys knew each other.
We may have run into each other. It's a very, very good possibility. Yeah, check it out, Mert. I'll show you the picture. There it is. Oh my gosh.
Look how happy you look sitting in the poop.
I am so happy lying in a dead cow and cow crap. Trying to be the funniest guy in the out of the whole party. I got to be the funniest. So there's me being the funniest because us addicts have to be the best and take everything to the utmost. And so, yeah, I climbed in a dead cow, drunker than a skunk. And that's where it got me. There you go, Merd. I just had to show you. How am I now? I'm clean and sober, so that's a good thing, Gordon. Our meditation of the day was made just for me today because it said, if you guys weren't here, I'm going to read just a little bit of it. You hear the slogan, easy does it, right? Alcoholics always do everything to excess. They drink too much, they worry too much, and they have too many resentments. They hurt themselves physically and mentally by too much of everything. That's me. So when they come to AA, they have to learn to take it easy. And I go balls to the wall in everything I do when I decide I like to do something. And I have to tell myself, easy does it. And that's where I'm at with that. But I am going to put as much energy into my recovery as I was putting into my addiction. I drank and I made darn sure and well I was drunk every freaking night. I'm going to make sure that my mind is in recovery every day.
That's just sick LT.
Yes. I was wild. You can't get on? All you got to do is click it. I'll let you get on here, Polly. I appreciate you. Appreciate the good comments, man. That's just sick. It is sick. Look at Uncle Tim. Look at that bar. Alicia.
I think that was the point where I quit. Like, I just do what you want.
Whoa.
Make your own decisions.
Who's this crazy guy? Hey, that was a great story, Alicia.
There, go for it.
I was just telling everybody how we're only like 40 minutes away from each other. And when you were up in O-Town doing your thing, we probably ran into each other because that's about the same time I was doing my thing. What? It was fresh.
It was gross. It was like old jerky.
Yeah, it was beef jerky at that point. It was disgusting. Polly, do you want me to email? Sorry. I can text you that link real quick.
Who uses email? Do you need some DMs?
I will text you that link real quick. Go ahead and talk, please. I'm going to handle some technology.
Ooh, he's technologying. It's funny because right before we got on, I was just saying it seems like a lot. I was like, it seems like a lot of addicts. It's all or nothing and everything. And then he read that thought of the day. I'll just clicking together today. But I am secretly a little envious that y'all have that ability to just do things just to the max. Because it takes way more effort for me to want to do things to the max. Just got to do the right things to the max. Like what we're doing here.
What stuff?
The stuff you stole from our tweaker.
Did I steal something from you? I probably did. If we tweak together, I stole something from you. All you gotta do is click it, Paulie. Clickety, clickety. Clickety, clickety. What stuff you talking about, Alicia?
It's the stuff you stole from her.
Or is it her? I don't know what she's talking
She's laughing at you.
Jeez. Butt heads. So we are rewarded or penalized according to our actions. Society puts people in prison not because of what they think, but because of what they do.
Love you, Misha Morgan.
Misha, she's hanging out.
She sent us a heart.
Oh, thanks for the heart, Misha. Unless his will changes, his actions cannot change. So you've made a will to turn your life over to the care of God as you understand him. And you have to give up.
She said the stuff from the storage.
I'm not telling. Balls to the wall. So when you're going to turn your will and your life over to God, you have to give up at that point, right? You got to give up your self-will. Listen to this. This is a pretty good analogy here. It says, and this is about giving up and not realizing it when you're in addiction. So think about it as you in addiction and you being the one that getting beat up by your addiction. It says, but one night there was a young guy in there. Oh, I got to back up then, huh? Yeah, I got to back way up. Okay.
Page 50.
So, page 50, top of the page. He says, my sponsor told me a story one time that applies here. He said when he was a young man, he used to box in these little gyms. And one of the things that he would do was go to a small town and box on Saturday nights. He said one of the biggest crowd pleasers and a ways to make extra money was the free-for-all. Anybody in the audience could come up, put gloves on, and get in the ring. 10 or 12 guys sometimes, and they would slug it out until there was only one left standing. The fight organizer would have taken up a pot at the door, and sometimes it would be $15, $20, and the last man standing got the pot of money. And after a while, people got smart and started working in a team. 2 or 3 guys would beat up all the other guys, then all but one of them would lay down, and then they would split the pot. But one night, there was this young guy in there, and he was fighting 2 or 3 of them. And he was the last one in the ring who wasn't part of the setup. He got knocked down. And as fast as he got knocked down, he stood up and they knocked him down again. Well, he lasted a long time, but he finally was hanging onto the ropes. And he said to his sponsor, how do I get out of here? And the sponsor said, just stay down. The next time you go down, just don't get up. So if you've hit your bottom in addiction, it's time to just stay down. Stay down, give up that self-will, and give it to God. So now we are making a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do that in step 4. And it's a progress, not perfection thing. Most people think that they need to go from 100% self-directed to 100% God-directed overnight. Of course, we can't do this. We are working on spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. So let's take it easy, right? Just goes right along with our meditation and everything that we have been talking about.
Aww.
Yeah, that was a touching story for sure, Alicia. Hey, look, there's Polly. Why don't you tell me Polly was in the audience?
You were reading.
Hang on, let me get my headphones on, brother.
Oh, yeah, headphones. Don't talk yet.
Shh.
Can you see me?
We're never prepared with headphones. All right, you
Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
What up, brother?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's
All right. Long time no see. Long time no talk.
Right?
How's it going? What's up, Louise?
Hey,
How are you?
Polly. I'm good.
What's going on? Hey, I just wanted to be on here real quick, and I wanted to tell you face to face instead of typing it and commenting it. But man, I'll tell you what, man, you're doing both of you, you're doing an absolute wonderful thing. I truly mean that 110% with all that you do. The both of you, seriously, man, you are fully dedicated and like get pure pleasure, and it's like your purpose to like do this.
Amen. Thank you, Paul.
I hear it in your voice. I see it in your faces. How you said, "Oh, well, okay, so it's 10:50 here, 10:98. It's 8:50 where you are." And I called you at 8 o'clock my time, so it was 6 o'clock your time, and you're like, "Oh, Paul, I'm just reading the book, getting ready for tonight's show." Like the both of you are just 100% dedicated, and it shows.
Thank you,
And
man.
I think I speak for everyone that watches you, like Murd and Merck and Alicia and just everybody. Like I believe that we all. I don't want to speak for anybody else, but I'm assuming that they all feel the same way.
Yeah, we appreciate that. That's encouraging, man.
Yeah,
Sometimes we need that encouragement.
I wanted to tell you, face to face, and I like the tone of my voice instead of typing it, because you can tell a lot more by the way a person says something and by their facial expressions. But I truly mean that, man. Like you really, really, truly, the both of you are just really, really, truly 100% dedicated, and it shows so much. It really does. And the both of you are just very, very caring and very warm people.
Thank you.
Really.
Thank you, Polly.
Well,
I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you very much, brother.
Well, it's like, just another thing real quick. I don't want to take up too much of your time at all, but like the Zoom meeting today, your uncle out in California,
Yeah.
and me and Tommy on the East Coast. We're all the way at the East Coast. We're right at the Atlantic Ocean, and
Right.
California. That's all, and even Murd also. That's all the way west at the Pacific Ocean. So that's 3,000 miles away. But you really truly are connecting people, not only throughout America, but Simon in Ireland as well. And what you're doing is you're really truly, honestly getting people together that we all have the same thing in common with one another. That's basically what it comes down to. We just have things in common with one another that we all can relate to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was a great Zoom meeting today.
LT, I'm going to tell you real quick. When Tommy started, my phone died when I was on the Zoom. It doesn't hold a charge.
Yeah.
But I saw you smiling and laughing when Tommy was talking, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I bet you he's smiling and laughing, making fun of Tommy's accent the way you do to mine. I knew that you were.
No, I love it, man. He's like your stereotypical though Philadelphian, that's for sure.
And you know what it's like this when they say, a person says, "Oh, I want what you have," like I want what you have. And to me, what Tommy has is pure confidence in his voice and what he says.
Dude, he blew my mind today. He put me on another level for recovery. He like upped my game today. Today was a very big learning experience dealing with Tommy today.
It's like I want to have what Tommy has, just in the confidence of his voice. And even like LT, man, even you please, because I know this is a family thing where both of you are involved. Like you're really making moves, LT, with the Recovering Addict shirt and the way you represent the table with your microphones and everything. Like you're not half-assing this.
Nope.
You're in full throttle, 100 miles an hour. So
I know I gotta take it easy.
Easy does it.
Easy does it.
all right, I'll get out of here. I'll let you
All
get
right, brother.
back to
Thank you so much for the kind words. We really appreciate it. You know we
Polly.
love you, brother. That was nice. So that's true, man. That Zoom meeting we went to today, if you guys aren't connected to the Zoom, you can find it in our Discord, which I have Discord in case you're not on Facebook. And then I have the Facebook private group is where I post the Zoom meetings at 3:00 on Saturdays. I may change the time with the summer and all that kind of stuff, but we'll see. I'll take another poll because I want it to be convenient and a good time for everybody. But it's kind of hard to do when you got, like you said, we got friends in Ireland who join, and Australia, and it's almost like pick a time. It doesn't matter because everybody's in a different time zone.
Yeah, just random.
Yeah, Uncle Tommy was awesome. I loved what he said to you today. That cracked me up, and then you started cracking up, and that was awesome. Yeah, Paulie's a very sincere individual. That's good. That's a good quality. That's a good character asset for sure. And there's the Merc just pointed, whatever that's called.
Posted
Posted the Discord, and that's where you can find Discord if you don't have Facebook. But join us on that Zoom meeting. It's a good one. We stay focused on recovery. We chat a little bit while everybody's joining on, but it's a place you can express your emotions. We can practice. I always read step 5. It's not an AA or NA thing, but I always read chapter 5, how it works, just to point out the fact this is the time for us to be honest. We're all addicts. We're all alcoholics, and this is why we're here. And we get things off our chest, and then we get blessed with guys like Tommy that show up and just, like I said, I thought I was this positive guy handling my triggers and stuff like that. And then I heard him speak the way that he thought about what I was going through. Cause he's like, let me think. I just thought about what you're talking about. And wow, that's the way the advice he gave me is because I'm over at this barbecue. This is my first barbecue of the year. This is my first barbecue of the summer. This is my first sober barbecue, period. And I am triggered. I'm over there hanging out with people who I used to party with. But it's not a high risk situation because nobody's using. Everybody's drinking Mountain Dews and eating barbecue. That's it. But playing cornhole, I'm like, man, I usually have a glass of whiskey, or I got a beer hanging out behind the board, or I'm taking shots in the garage, or I'm sneaking over to the house drinking the other pint as I'm drinking the stuff across the street, and all that's just kind of going through my head. And he's all just, and the fact that he was like, remember, we used to always just be takers, go into these parties. We would ruin them. And, we would take the joy and fun out of it for other people. He goes, now it's time to start being a giver. Go over there and just change the trash, clean up a table, or, just give now. He goes, and give a good positive vibe to the place because it's a kid's birthday party, instead of going there and getting drunk like we always used to. And it's like, man, how to uglify your addiction and alcohol and how to beautify recovery. And that's what I really got from him. And then how to deal with other people and such. It was great. It was a great meeting. Totally needed it too. And it happened exactly in the middle of the barbecue, and like perfect timing. Praise God, as always.
They really enjoyed seeing you over there laughing and smiling.
Oh, really?
Like you.
Oh, my normalness.
Even Andy was like, it was awesome to see him because when he used to drink, he'd be fun, and then he'd get really mean.
I'd probably say mean things.
I was like, oh, well, even the kids noticed that it was nice to be around.
Pretty crazy. So in my recovery, y'all, I just overcame. I just hit a milestone, a stepping stone in my recovery. I went to my first barbecue of the summer, my first sober barbecue in recovery. And I made it. I went through it and didn't drink. I had the triggers. I had the cravings. I had the thoughts. I had the character defects. You know what I mean? And I overcame it. If I can do it, and you're talking about a guy who laid in a dead cow on crap, you can do it. Look, I'm going to show you this one more time. If I can do it, you can do it. And that's all I got to say about that.
Look, supporting you and everything. Okay.
Luke took that picture.
Yeah, I did. That was when me, you, Gavin, and Alicia were all together.
Before they came back and found us?
Yeah, because you saw it on the side of the road and you were all, take my picture in the cow.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember now. The Addicts moved into the semi-trailer. I guess it has warmed up enough for that. Oh, they're out of the tent in the garage, and now they moved into the trailer in the semi. Oh, that'd be hot.
What kind of semi-trailer?
Oh, sounds like an enclosed semi-trailer, probably a 48-footer or something. None of my family members drank on Christmas Day. Oh, what a blessing, Donna. It's nice to have family that supports you. We go over another place that I like to just tie one on, and I didn't hold back drinking, was her mother's house and stepdad. I'd go over there and I would drink all the whiskey that was anywhere. If there was something to be drank, I'd drink it. And that's where I fell, hit my head and broke their toilet, their sink, fell down their stairs, tore my ACL, and made an ass out of myself on multiple occasions. And since I quit, they've stopped having parties with drinking. So I go over there now. They invite us to their barbecues and all that kind of stuff, and nobody drinks. But I have a tendency to do that to people. When I was on meth, I took it to such a crazy level that one of my cousins who was hanging out with me couldn't keep up with my craziness, and he ended up getting clean just because he saw me. And then when I quit drinking,
Inspiring.
people saw like, wow, LT, yeah, you're right. It's time to quit. Look at us. Because I would take people further than they wanted to go. If you have decided you want what we have and you're willing to go to any length to get it, then you are ready to take certain steps. How it works. Amen. 53-foot Bob, that can fit a lot of addicts. Love it. Moved into daddy's semi. You think the garage would be enough of a bottom? Jeez. At least it's about 4 feet off the ground.
And they're not in the house anymore, I guess.
Yeah, Donna, I was a party crasher. Yep. I was the life of the party. Then I was the prick of the party. And then I was the trash of the party. All in the same night. All right. So I guess we can, what time is it? 9:00. We'll finish up chapter 3 Monday, and then we'll jump into chapter 4 on Tuesday. But tomorrow we have special guests. Meet the Mungavins. They will be tomorrow at 8:00. I found them searching for other recovering addicts, and it's another couple like Felice and I. But the unique thing about Felice and I is that Felice wasn't an addict. But they're another couple that is, and they are in recovery, and they're spreading the good news about recovery. So you guys get to meet them all tomorrow at 8:00. It's going to be a good one. It'll be a nice one to end our weekend on and get us prepared for Monday and to take character defects and the battle of them into our week, because you're going to see as we take these, take this inventory every night. And I want you guys, if you can, grab a piece of paper, grab a notebook, and take notes through the stuff I read out of these books with you, and to actually take an inventory sheet. And so that through the next 7 days, when we take our inventory around 8:15 or whatever time, that we can start looking at our numbers, see when they rise and see when they fall, and then when to really start preparing, because we have to have a plan. That's relapse prevention planning. And we must have a plan knowing, okay, it's Monday, and that's usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for me, because I'm going to work. I'm going out into the world. I'm going around a bunch of people who aren't in recovery, who are living in character defects and don't even know what character defects are. They don't even realize it. And so I got to deal with that. And it makes my character defects go through, and my impatience, my criticism, and all that stuff. So, and that's what we can plan for. We can pray over it at night. We can pray about it in the morning, so that, what did Tommy say this morning? Did you get on your knees this morning and ask God to remove that addiction from you? And then did you stand up and thank him in the evening or something like that? It was awesome.
That is good.
23 years ago, they used to use me as an example at meetings by saying, if you keep drinking, you'll end up like him. Oh, man. Princess is really spun. Uh-oh. She's in here talking gibberish. Dang near word salad. I opened the channel and she bolted. See, you wouldn't want to be it. Oh, yeah. You don't want to hear that. The darkness doesn't like light. That's for sure. Link and Millie are still across the street at the friend's house, at the neighbor's house. The barbecue we had is literally, I can actually look out my front window, which is right over this computer screen, and I can see their house. They're out there jumping on the trampoline and all that good stuff. These are our neighbors. I call them family. Once my friends cross that line into like, I love you kind of thing.
I love you, man.
I love you, bro. You're family. And I made a video actually of you guys want to see who they are? Or,
oh yeah,
we got time tonight. It's Saturday.
Video.
It's Saturday night. We got time.
What page is the 1 to 3 inventory list on? It's not in that book. It's
not in that book, Bob. How about I take a picture of this and I post it on the private Facebook group? Bob, you're in there. Okay. I'll take a picture of this inventory sheet because it's right here in one of my books. You can't see it as usual, and I do that every time. But I'll take a picture of it, and then you can do what you wish with it. But you'll be able to actually put eyes on it, and that'll be a good thing, I think.
Click on Polly and Mark real quick. They're talking about Tommy.
Big biker dude at the AA meeting in Philly said to Tommy, did you get on your knees and pray to God today? The last thing Tommy said to me today was, real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. Ooh, absolutely. You don't know until you know you don't know. Love it. Okay, let me find this video and I'll show you the friends are who I'm talking about. I made another YouTube video like I always do. And I'll just kind of fast forward through some of the parts, but I tried to be really artistic at the end, and it's a good song. It's going to get stuck in your head. You talk for a minute.
Okay. Bob says that works for him about the Facebook page. And if y'all aren't a part of the Facebook page, I'm going to post the link again in the comments so you can join. We post it in this one so you can join. And this one. Boom. So now you guys all have it. Polly says, experience is my greatest teacher. Making mistakes is practice for a future life. Yeah. I like that, Polly. I like it a lot. Let's see. I'll post some other links in here too. Let's see. I'll give you guys the email. While he's doing that, I'll give you guys the P-Jukes so you can go shopping. And in a couple weeks, Control C, there will be, where is Kat tonight? She was my inspiration. I did make some I Love My Recovering Addict t-shirts. So
Oh yeah, we got some I Love My Recovery.
they
Addict.
should be here in a couple weeks, and I'll sport one so y'all can see what they look like, and you can order them on that same website when they get here. I'm pretty excited about them. We ordered through a different place. I'm excited to see what it looks like.
So here's that video. This is our family right here. And that's my son Zylan. He hurt his back sledding. So there's Brandy. She's the one across the street.
Yeah.
She's the nurse. She's the one taking care of people all the time.
What are you doing here? This is awesome.
There's the other homeboy. There's Linky. That's Linky. There's my buddy Luke. There's the dogs. That's Nakken. There's my dog Megan. You'll see them jump in a second. We went out here, and it's just this big, giant hill that we go and play on. So right now we're setting up camp. All the kids are going down to the bottom of the hill. We set up camp, light a fire. It's a good, there's no better excuse to get out and hang out than just go cook a hot dog. Go light a fire, grab some hot dogs.
Because this is what we do in life. We like to play. We like to hang out with our friends. Sometimes friends become closer than family. We sit around a fire and eat hot dogs. What other excuse do you need to hang out? But a fire, dogs, hot dogs.
Now this part's fun.
Crash one.
There goes Luke and Felice. They're going to the top of the hill. And then her and Brandy are going to get the sled and go down. And Brandy was pretty funny to the
Oh my
bottom of
gosh,
the
I
sled.
felt like I was going to fly off the back of that thing. So I was only holding on with one hand. And it is a steep hill.
Aaron, no worries. We got you.
Where's the jump? I think there's one there. There's like one way over there. Are you ready? Are you filming me? No, I got him right off the back. I don't want to drop it.
It's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
I think I just robbed my butt.
That's girl Brandy.
I'm so tired. I can't get out. Oh, I can't get out. Where's Brandy's broken.
I think we hit a rock.
The rock or something.
What's your name? You say hi to everybody on my YouTube channel?
Hi, how you doing?
What are you guys doing?
With all the kids. There's me over there in the background eating food. This is where I try to get really artistic with my video here. And this song is just like ingrained in our family heart now. There's my daughter.
There's Millie.
Trust in letting go.
It takes a bit of
Suffering, sleepless nights of wandering
before you make it
safely to the end.
The end.
The end.
Don't say you're ridiculous, you're not even close. Don't wish for indifference,
You're not one of those. We fall
but we always rise up
through it all. It all.
We get a little wiser.
You guys got to come to move to Utah and hang out with us, man. We have a good time out here.
There's things in life you
Simply need to
Where my
know.
hair was.
but sun and rain and
Trust in letting go.
it takes a bit of suffering
Sleepless nights and wandering.
before you make it safely to the end.
There's Aim, or there's Wyatt.
The end. And if you ever wonder, there is nothing wrong
There's
with a
Amos.
little thunder.
I love this walk right here at the end. My daughter and the other two girls. Millie's in the helmet.
About sun and rain and trust in letting go. It takes a bit of suffering,
Sleepless nights and wandering
before you make it
safely to the end.
the end. There's things in life you simply need to know. But sun and rain and trust in letting go. It takes a bit of suffering, sleepless nights and wandering before you make it safely to the end.
The end.
Before you make it safely to the
What?
end. The end. The end.
Bring. So that's what we do out here in Utah. We have a good time. Good
Bare
time.
hands, no beanies. That's how we do it here, Aubrey.
I only was wearing pants because the snow was deep. I would have been wearing shorts.
Aubrey said, "Hey Donna, take notice what they are wearing in the winter: shirts, sweaters, bare hands, no beanies."
You'd be surprised at how warm
it
it
was
is.
pretty warm. It was probably like 30 degrees. We're like, it was so hot.
Last 10 minutes of Alicia. I missed the last two. I got to go back and rewatch or finish the end of it too.
And I think we missed Veronica's comment a minute ago, but she currently does not have a sponsor. So if there's any ladies out there that would be willing, please reach out to her.
And Veronica, you know that on the Facebook group, you're on it.
Yeah, should be.
In there at the top of the page, I posted and pinned people who are willing to be a sponsor. Veronica, I would highly recommend reaching out to Morgan. She's about the third comment down, I believe. Morgan, you'll see her name. I hearted it. She knows what's up. Definitely just slide up in her DMs. I wear t-shirts and shorts in the winter here and they think I'm nuts. Yeah. The only thing I change in the winter is flip-flops. I either wear shoes and then summer it's flip-flops. But yeah, I'm in shorts all winter long. Yeah, I wish you could come hang out too. It's a great place, man. Let's see if I got any more footage of anything y'all might like to see.
Oh, do you know what song that was?
Yeah, I'd have to dig it out. So to get the music on here and YouTube and Facebook and stuff without getting copyrighted, I subscribe to a thing called Epidemic Sound. And so every time you hear songs that I play or anything in my videos, it's all copyright free. So I would have to dig it out, but
Bob said it beats Lane and Dead Cows all drunk.
I always get accustomed. I know, dang it. I could be dead all day and get into a Zoom meeting. Just start going. It was a good one, Aaron. And I'm glad you were there for what you could be there for. What video should we show them that displays Utah? Here's a little bit of Utah right here. And this one's not a very entertaining video, but I'll show it nonetheless.
Let them decide.
I'll let you guys decide. But this is me trying to be a photographer.
They're like, that's boring.
I'm not sure what music's playing on this one. But we are going to take pictures. And oh, I do need that pop mic on here, don't I? I took that pop cover off, and now it sounds like poppy. Anyway. Yeah, so all this kind of music and stuff, this is all from Epidemic Sound, but I will find that song and I'll post it in the comments. So we're going to take pictures. This is a gorgeous place that we're going to take pictures at too. Yeah, Veronica, reach out. Yeah, that song is amazing. I'll look it up while you guys are watching this. Later, Aubrey.
Bye, Aubrey.
Sup, YouTube. Sup, YouTube. That's Utah on a nasty day. Look at all that smog. All that what do they call it? 29 degrees outside. It was freezing this day. Definitely not seeing us wear short sleeves and shorts on this day. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to find this song. I'm trying to teach people how to take pictures on Facebook or on YouTube, on my other YouTube channel. At 29 degrees outside, man.
It was like this wind chill that was just freezing.
Oh, I got to show you guys this video. Yeah, that's another video I ought to show y'all. If you guys are interested. Am I boring you guys yet? Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, minus 40 would be cold.
Yeah,
we don't get
freezing.
that cold.
I'm gonna find that other picture or that other video because this one's funny. And had my son hit record at the right moment, he would have caught this car flying off of the cliff.
Ooh, I think he knows the name of that song. Thank you. Like
this one I call a trip through my car wash.
you know
Where in the world is it?
Video when we were studying
That sleepless nights and wondering before you can take me to the end. The end. My plan for the summer is to hike and climb in the Wind River Range. Text Silence, see if you can send it to us. trying to get you all that song. I love that song. I freaking love that song.
I feel like he lost his phone.
Did you lose your phone, bud?
I think so.
Where's the freaking video? Is it this far back? No way. Wow, it is this. No, it's not. It's right there. No, not there. Gosh, forgot how many videos I had on here. I could show you guys my very first video from back in 2008. The very first one I uploaded to YouTube. Oh, here it is. Craziest car accident we've ever seen. It's only 1 minute and 36 seconds long, so I won't bore you too bad. And this is called My Trip Through the Car Wash. And of course that's going to happen.
You should play the end of it and I can Shazam it.
Play the what?
I can Shazam it.
Oh, I'm going to throw that away and oh yeah, Shazam.
Shazam knows everything.
Shazam. All right, here we go.
Hi, Millie. Love you.
Millie's watching?
I am Millie.
That was seriously a Volkswagen commercial. It was right after the accident, so Link was still, delicate. He's still delicate now to me, but we were still all just like hyper paranoid about everything. And I'm over there and we're trying to, flying the drone, and I was getting ready to take pictures. We're just unloading the truck, and all of a sudden I hear this car, wah! You hear the motor winding up and the tires squealing around each corner. And I look and I'm thinking, man, if this guy's going to come around this corner flying while we're standing here, I'm throwing a boulder through his window. But before I got to do that, he cut a corner tight and came onto oncoming traffic, overcorrected, and he hit this barrier. And it was like Dukes of Hazzard. You hear the motor wind up, and he flew, and it rolled about 10 times all the way to the bottom. And I ran around to the bottom, and I had my camera set up. Oh no, Xylan had the camera. And so I ran to the bottom, and I'm like, you guys okay? And they're like, we're okay. And then I was pissed off once I found out they were okay. And so I yelled at them, you're effing lucky, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, shut off your car. It was crazy.
Yeah, they were all okay.
They were fine. Nothing happened.
Girl's bra broke.
The girl's bra broke.
Volkswagen Jetta.
Extremely cool.
Great.
Sometimes it gets really
safety
cool.
standards.
Yeah, that was definitely a Volkswagen commercial. Yeah, they were fine. It was crazy. They made the news. They were doing about 50 when I asked the cop, I'm like, how fast do you think they were going? He's like, well, he goes 50 plus easy. And it's a crazy canyon anyway. It's the canyon just right over here, and it takes you just up and over the mountain. And it can get pretty hairy, pretty scary in the winter too. Aubrey's out. Bye
for real this time, Aubrey.
Oh, bye. Have a good night, brother.
What year car was it?
It was like a brand new one.
Yeah, I would say 04 or above. Not the old style Jetta, the newer style Jetta.
To the end. Maybe this is it.
Maybe 2010. and above.
Sleepless nights, maybe? Sleepless nights and wandering.
Oh, Shazam it.
Oh, I have to replay that video.
What's the end?
All right, we'll play it.
We're going
loud.
to Shazam.
We're going to Shazam that song. I have so many videos. I have and this is my other private account. This is the one that I learned how to edit and all that kind of good stuff on. So I got so many videos I could show you guys all the way from when Xylan and Amos were just 2 and 3. Family, where are you? Come on. I'm just gonna do
PD, I
this.
think you're having issues. Can anybody else hear the stuff?
Oh my goodness, come on.
Maybe. 60 days sober. Good job, Tracy.
What?
I didn't have that one.
60 days? Oh my goodness, do I have something for you? But not that one. This one. Boom. Good job on 60 days. Yes.
No sound on the videos.
Son of a.
All the videos or just the last video?
Oh, well. I don't care. I don't care anymore.
No, because he heard the song to the one. So it must just be
I
the
could have
last one.
messed up and not clicked the button.
There wasn't much to hear. Shazam is ready.
I bet you Shazam's not going to know. Simply need to know and trust in letting go. The end.
Let me play it. Make sure.
I'll bet you I'll be able to
Shazam
find
knows
it.
everything.
I'll find it on Facebook or YouTube.
That's it.
What's it? Stone what? There it is. Mr. Zigberg.
All right. If anybody wants the name of the song, I'm going to type it right meow.
I got it right here.
You're going to post it?
Yep.
He's going to post it right meow. Oh, only the one. What other one did we play? Oh,
I didn't click the damn button.
Sorry, guys.
Because I have to, when I do a screen share thing, it gives me the option. I don't even know why it's an option, but I have to click the tab I want to share, and then I got to click add sound, and then I can click it. And I always forget to freaking hit add sound. Dang it! You're welcome, Tracy. So welcome. Oh well, that's stupid. I didn't share it to both. Oh, I'll repost it again. Oomski.
Is it time to read?
It's time to read.
Is it time to read, sir?
I think
So-
we're gonna go with, daily reflection today.
Anybody else watch Dairy Girls yet? Still waiting.
Oh, guys,
Amazing.
I got 7 months.
What?
7 months clean.
Yay! Nice. 210 days. Woo, 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 woo.
Can you see that? 7 months for me today, y'all. Sweet. I didn't even know. Lighting the darkest past.
Hi, Denise.
Cling to the thought that in God's hands, the dark past is the greatest possession you have, the key to life and happiness for others. With it, you can avert death and misery for them. Ooh, I like that. No longer is my past an autobiography. It is a reference book to be taken down, opened, and shared. Today, as I report for duty, the most wonderful picture comes through. For though this day be dark, as some days must be. The stars will shine even brighter later. My witness that they do shine and will be called for in their very near future. All my past will this day be part of me because it is the key, not the lock. Amen.
They're all saying congrats, but on my screen it shows a little dab character. But when you look at it, it says elbow cough.
Elbow cough. Elbow cough is a dab. That's funny. Do you guys know where the dab came from? Anybody know? I'll let you know. Penny's on season 2, episode 2.
Oh, do you like it? It's
Thank
so
you, Terry.
funny.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Merk. Keep them going. Amen. Thank you, Mommy. Thank you, Murd. Thank you, Aaron. Elbow cough. Thank you, elbow cough. That's funny. That's funny. Merck says the dab came from his kids. You guys are going to be, it's going to completely make sense as soon as I explain where the dab came from. But I want to see if somebody knows. Just type yes if you know.
Elbow cough.
And if 3 o'clock's a bad time for you guys on Saturday for the Zoom, let me know. I'm thinking about rescheduling it because I'm obviously looking at the future. The summer is here. The restrictions are lifted. Nobody wants to come in the house or get on their phone in the middle of a day on a Saturday and go to a Zoom meeting.
Now that it's warm.
Yeah, now that it's warm, it's, maybe if it was the winter time. There you go, Merk. Look, she's using pi signs for the M, and then he uses that euro sign for her E. That's what they call each other. I got this. Nobody knows. You got this. Is that what she's talking about?
Yeah, but on mine it has like a squinty guy that does this. I think you guys can probably see it on the thing, but that one says you got this. Elbow cough, elbow bump, oops, learn. But they're so funny when you look at the emoji that goes with it.
That's because you're on actual YouTube. And mine's coming through StreamYard.
That's funny.
Upside down the Protestant. So that show's hilarious. Amen. Thank you, Polly. Okay, so here's where
started it yesterday.
Here's where the term dab, like this is where dab came from, okay? So you guys know what a dab is, right? When you're smoking weed. So imagine you're smoking, and tell me if you have or have not done this, and I'll bet you have. So you're smoking bowl, you start to cough, right? And that's where the dab came from.
What the heck? Hold on, click on Aaron's again. It says voice call, sanitizer, takeout.
Chili
that
dog.
Cat thing is a chili dog.
Those are just the codes behind the
It's so
emoji.
funny though.
So the code
I
is.
would be entertained with this for at least 10 minutes.
Keep them coming, Aaron. This is fun. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you so much.
Is the dog cold or sleeping?
You can make it bigger.
Oh.
So what is that one? Video call. Oh yeah, video call makes sense.
The chili dog.
Makes a lot of sense. History of the dab, y'all.
How do I make it tiny again?
Don't they dab some kind of devil lettuce waxy substance? Yeah, dude. Holy macaroni. Weed nowadays is on a whole nother level, man. Back in my day, I still had the plate and I had to get all the stems out, and then I went like that and got all the seeds to roll out, and then I'd roll a joint. Nowadays, you can't even find a seed. Nowadays, you buy a little chunk of wax, just like you said. What's this one?
What the heck is do the 5?
Stay home, good vibes. Do the 5. Means stop? I don't know.
I don't know. Thanks, Doc. Hydrate is a cup of water.
So a heart with a plus.
Social distancing.
Buffering makes sense. Cat box? Chill with cat. Shelter in. Oh my goodness.
Do the 5.
Do the 5. That's funny.
Wait, you gotta fix it because I'm stuck. Ah.
It's Apple. So much better. So much better. Only 20. I'd be dead. Me too, Mark. Especially with all the heroin crap. You don't even know if there's fentanyl in whatever you're smoking. You don't even know if your weed's got fentanyl in it. And that shit scares the crap out of me. COVID emojis. Oh my goodness. COVID has changed everything.
COVID is life. Do the 5.
Linky, you want to come pray with us? Oh, he's in the middle of his. Remember if I showed you guys a while back, about a month ago, I showed you a little robot that he built and that you can order that set through tinkersomething.com, but another one came today. And now he's over there being an engineer, building stuff like a little engineer does.
It's a light up crystal. It's really cool.
All right, ready?
Yeah, no, we're not.
God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.
Amen.
Oh,
Amen.
that is funny. All right, if you're a patron, check your messages on the patron site tonight, and I will be putting a link in there for everybody.
Shout out to Antonio for giving me $25 last night.
Yeah, Antonio. He's not here. I haven't seen Antonio.
Antonio.
Shout out to Antonio.
Shout out to Antonio.
He's amazing.
Where am I at?
Right there.
Here I am. All right, you guys. Till tomorrow, stay strong, work your program, and remember, we recover better together.